Hey everybody, got another video here for you. So, it's time for fretwork. I'll be setting the truss rod using the fret and beveling file to check for fret sprout at the center of the ends of the frets. Then I'll be trussing the fret ends, rolling the fingerboard, and polishing the frets. As I suspected, due to the extremely radical profile that goes all the way to the top edge of the fingerboard, you've almost induced a little bit fret sprout that way. I did try to sand bevel when I was sanding the neck. Camera won't quite pick it up. There is a bit of a bevel here, and it nipped the ends of the frets, but they're still almost flush vertical with the edges of the fingerboard. So I think I might whack them down a little bit with this thing. So I'm almost done here, and I have to say that this fret end dressing file that I'm using is turning out to be perhaps the best one I've ever used. And all it is just a cheap little diamond file that came in like the refretting kit or the leveling kit, one of the two. And I just ground a safe edge on it down here. And just recently I put a bend in the handle, which makes it easier to grab with the handle coming up like that. You can put your finger on the back. It still has the rough edge on the other side that makes a good grip. And it works really great. It cuts better than the sumac, and it's showing a little bit of wear, but it's still cutting, so that's cool. Stick it up here where you can see it. There you go. Yeah, and I just use the grinder to take the diamond stuff off it and then hit it up with some like 60 grit by hand. And you can pick these things up for real cheap. You know, you get a whole set for like $5 or something. And so, yeah, fab up some for yourself. And all I'm doing is using it to round over the bottom corners of the fret ends, like this. What makes it nice is that the cutting edge goes all the way to the bottom, to the safe edge. You can run your finger along the edge between the bottom and the side, and you can feel it safe on one side and grinding on you on the other. It's just what you want for getting down right at the bottom on the frets. Last card pass, here I go. Okay, the tops of the frets don't seem to be too bad. They're not really rough or anything, so I don't think I need to bother with the half round crowning file. They don't need to be knocked down or anything like that. So I think I'll move on to like rolling it, maybe some 600 or something like that. See what that gets me. I don't even think I have to wrap sandpaper around a file or something in order to roll it. I could probably just roll it with my finger. It really doesn't feel that bad now. Well, that was easy. It's all down to polishing now. This camera, you cannot disable autofocus, so we only have to like cross our. All we can do is cross our fingers and be patient and hope that it eventually gets a clue. But yeah, so I can't really do close-up stuff for you. But it's blurry, but you get the idea of what they look like. Maybe it'll catch it for a second. How about if I put a finger in there? Can you focus on that? No, this camera's hopeless, sorry. Anyway, yeah, that was quick and easy. I'll just like run through the grits in order to polish them up a little bit, and then it's on to polishing the frets. Yeah, this is 320, and I'll just like double the grit each time, kind of a thing, and I'm going to do it off camera. Okay, I ran through the grits, as you can see here, and it should be pretty polished up. The camera will show it, but yeah. And now it's time for rotary tool polishing. So when polishing frets with the rotary tool, I've discovered that you don't have to run it at maximum speed. There's no real advantage. Doesn't get them any brighter, and it's not really any faster unless you're using too much polish in the first place. And so it really comes down to the best way to get the polish onto the wheel without it, flying all off and everything. So far, the best I figured out is you smear a little bit on the fret and then smear it around with the wheel with it off, and then you only got to keep the wheel running, like maybe medium kind of a speed. I mean, if you've ever seen like films of them buffing guitars at like a guitar factory, the buffers don't run real fast, so same idea. So the frets are all polished up, and it's time for cleanup with a little bit of naphtha tissue. In order to be kind to my lacquer, I'm not applying the naphtha directly to the fingerboard or the neck. So as you see, it took a while for me to actually have it come away clean. I think I had to wipe it down 5 times, something like that. So I'll just go ahead and do that for each fret, and then once that's done, then I'll just do all of the fingerboard, all the wood. Well, I think that's going to do it for this video. So, until the next one, everybody, have a good one.